Hi guys, I'm James McIntosh and today I'm joined with our new signing, Ryan Hall. Ryan has signed from Bognor Regis. Ryan, first of all, how does it feel to now be a Gosport player?
Yeah, it feels really good. Really glad to be on board with such a great club. Um, yeah, just looking forward to meeting the lads now and then playing in front of the fans.
So when did you first hear about the interest from Gosport?
I think it must have been about a week ago now. Got a phone call from Glenn House.
Because I was going to ask about that, your relationship with Glenn House. Before I ask you about that though, just for the fans who don't know you, could you just give us a little bit of a rundown of your career so far?
Yeah, so I started off at Portsmouth Academy. I was there from 8 till 16, which is when I got released. And then I went straight to Aldershot. Spent 6 years there and worked my way through from the academy into the first team. Went on loads of, well, not loads, I went on three or four, I think, in the 6 years I was there. Loans to um, a few clubs like Dorchester, which is where I met Glenn. And then after that, moved on to Bognor, and I just spent the last 2 years there.
Well, in that list there, despite being quite a young goalkeeper, only 24 years old, you've mentioned some huge non-league clubs. Aldershot, a massive team in the National League. You did play a few games for the first team. Dorchester, obviously in our league, another top team. Do you feel, despite being quite a young goalkeeper, you've had a really good grounding in non-league already?
Yeah, I feel like I've played in different, for a lot of good clubs in different environments. Obviously, with Aldershot being at that top level of non-league, that was definitely an experience and good to do so young. And then the loans I've been on, um, Dorchester, playing for Dorchester was great, and Bognor the last 2 years in the other league. So I definitely gathered up some good experience in non-league.
You mentioned some of that experience there. What attributes do you think you've really developed over your last few years in non-league?
Well, I think you have to be strong and dominate when you're playing in these leagues, which I definitely um, gained on. And then my last 2 years playing for Bognor, they were very play inside, so I'm very comfortable with the ball at my feet. If I need to play longer passes, then I can do that, and if we need to play out, I can play out.
Well, definitely, and I'm sure we'll see a lot more of that when you're at Gosport. But I just want to take you back to one moment in particular. We were talking a bit about it before we got into the recording bit, but I uploaded it on social media, and there's one save you produced at Bognor Regis, and it was absolutely incredible. So, obviously, it was a shot heading towards the top corner. You managed to get a right hand, tip it over. Could you just talk us through that save? And is it a typical, well, save from yourself, that?
Yeah, so I think it was that was actually my first game back. It was early on last season, and yeah, we were. It was 1-1 at the time. They broke forward and got us on the counter attack. Played it inside, and yeah, he's pulled back and hit it into the top corner. I've just moved over and managed to get a hand onto the bar. I think shot stopping is definitely a strong part of my game. So yeah, I can definitely produce a lot of them this season.
Well, I was watching some of your other saves as well. It looks like you're a very athletic goalkeeper in that sense.
Yes, yeah, I've definitely something I've worked on. I feel like I am a athletic keeper. Yeah.
I want to speak more about your time at Bognor Regis as well. Obviously, last season, it's been one of the toughest, probably years in the recent club's history. Bognor were relegated, but I suppose, from a player's point of view, although it's not the scenario you would want to be put in, it's probably one of the best places to grow as a young player.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, the 2 years I was down there, it was sort of completely flipped. The season before, I think we finished ninth or 10th, and it could have been a lot higher. We were playing very well, and then last season something changed. Not sure what it was, but we struggled. But that's again different types of experience that you're learning as a player, especially as a young player. So it's definitely improved me. Yeah.
Well, before your time at Bognor Regis, you were at Dorchester, like we alluded to there. How big of a role did Glenn House have on you joining Gosport?
Yeah, massive because I got the call from him, and as soon as he put it towards me, sort of sold already really. Because when I went down on loan with Glenn, got on really well, great person to play under. I actually got recalled from that loan and then could have gone more locally that season when I went back out, and I chose to go back to Dorchester because I thought playing under Glenn and playing at Dorchester at that time was the best decision. So yeah, definitely had a big sway in the reason of coming to Gosport.
Well, obviously, Glenn, he's brand new for this season. What can fans expect from him?
Well, he'll give it his all, 100% of the time, always finding ways for us to improve. Yeah, he'll just give us 110%.
And also, one other player I do want to refer back to, you probably do know him, is a goalkeeper called Toby Stewart. He was at loan on Gosport, not the season last season, but the one prior to that, and he had a great spell with Gosport. Now this season, he's with Pompey, absolutely smashing it. Do you take a lot of inspiration out of stories like that, where players have dropped down to non-league, they've gone on to have great success, and they have worked themselves up the pyramid ladder again? Do you sort of hope to emulate a similar story to that?
Yeah, definitely, because I mean, what for starters, it shows that it can be done. And then that's what we're all looking to do, is play as hard as we can. So you see that a keeper comes down from on a loan from League One or now the Championship, and he can work his way up and get higher moves. And yeah, definitely look to that and aspire to do the same thing. Really.
But going into this next season now, what do you want to achieve both for yourself and for the team?
For myself, the same every season. Really, it's to progress as a keeper, gain more and more experience, and then obviously as a team, it's the only goal really anyone should have. It's pushing for that promotion.
Well, definitely. And yeah, we look forward to seeing you in action next season. Just to finally initiate yourself as a Gosport player, can you say 3 final words to end this episode? Up the borough.
Up the borough.